Welcome, detectives, to the evidence room. I am your lead detective, and today we're cracking open a massive, high-stakes case file. We're looking at the Cambridge AS and A-level Arabic, 9680, specifically focusing on the 010 essay topics for 2025. We're going to investigate the core themes: human relationships, philosophy and belief, work and leisure, education, and conservation. Think of this explainer as your ultimate suspect board. We are going to deconstruct these topics, string the evidence together, and build an unassailable case so that when you sit down for that exam, you're securing absolutely every single available mark. Grab your notes because class is in session. To achieve a 100% case resolution score, we are going to track our investigation through 6 critical phases today. We'll start at the crime scene, move on to analyze the forensic evidence, step into the peer interrogation debate, hit a mid-case bulletin upgrade, open up the interactive evidence room, and finally bring it all together in Case Closed in Recap. Section 1. Let's head straight to the crime scene. Right, so we are looking at 5 primary thematic zones where the stakes are absolutely the highest for the 2025 examinations. We've got human relationships, philosophy and belief, work and leisure, education, and conservation. These are your crime scenes. Now, to build a bulletproof case across any of these domains, you need the right team. So I've brought in 2 of my best field agents, though they have very different styles. First, we have Agent Alex. Alex is our raw data collector. Alex is incredible at gathering mountains of physical evidence and raw facts, but struggles to build a coherent case motive. Alex lacks that high-level analysis. On the other hand, we have Agent Sam. Sam is our fast-acting analyzer who jumps to immediate conclusions and completely skips the vital forensic confirmation steps. Sam completely misses the examiner's command word constraints. If you write an essay like Alex, you have a pile of evidence but no story. If you write like Sam, you have a great story but no evidence to back it up in court. We need to merge these 2 approaches to survive this exam. Section 2. It is time to start re-examining the forensic evidence. Let's move over to the evidence board and break down the precise assessment objectives demanded by the official Cambridge Examiner awards. I call this the assessment triad. Every single valid piece of evidence you bring into your essay must pass through these 3 cognitive domains. It's a scale, right? First, you have knowledge and understanding. This is your standard data tracking, collecting raw facts, deploying accurate vocabulary, and using precise grammar relevant to topics like education or work and leisure. Second, we move up to analysis. This is where you start linking the physical evidence together with that red yarn on the corkboard, showing exactly how one fact impacts another. And finally, number 3, evaluation. This is deep, critical thought. It's the highest tier of cognitive demand. It's where you weigh all the evidence, judge its overall value, and present a definitive, well-reasoned verdict to the judge, or in our case, the examiner. Now, I really need you to understand the monumental difference between a shallow descriptive statement and a high-value evaluative argument. A descriptive statement is just telling the examiner what happened. It's like an agent walking into a room, finding a muddy footprint, and writing in their notebook, "Here is a footprint." That gets you base-level marks. But evaluative thinking, that is questioning assumptions, considering different perspectives, and justifying your decisions with hard, undeniable evidence. Evaluative thinking is looking at that same footprint and saying, because of the depth and tread of this footprint combined with the specific soil composition, the subject was running in a panic, not walking casually. If you misinterpret an examiner's command words and just describe instead of evaluating, it acts like a fingerprint match error. It instantly throws out your top-tier marks. You absolutely cannot afford to just describe. You have to evaluate. Section 3. Let's step into the peer interrogation debate. So we are looking through the glass of the peer interrogation room, and Agent Alex and Agent Sam are sitting at the table trying to stitch together an unassailable model response paragraph on the topic of conservation. And let me tell you, it's a mess in there right now. Alex is furiously trying to overload the text block with massive, long-winded textbook definitions, trying to list every single environmental Arabic vocabulary word ever memorized. But Sam is fighting back, arguing that the examiner doesn't want a dictionary, they want a direct analytical logic string to secure those high-tier marking bands before the case clock runs out. And Sam is right. To fix their thesis, they need this exact 6-step procedure framework. First, they have to deconstruct the question. Second, extract only the relevant data. Third, select the analytical framework. Fourth, execute the notation clearly. Fifth, verify the results against the original prompt. And finally, present it using the correct subject-specific terminology. Watching them rewrite their thesis lines live is fascinating. especially when the prompt requires comparative analysis, say, on a philosophy and belief question. A huge mistake students make, and Sam almost made it here, is instantly jumping into how two philosophical viewpoints diverge. You can't just list differences. Comparative analysis requires you to establish the baseline of similarities first. You have to identify what they share before you can accurately measure how they separate. As Alex and Sam draft this out, they are learning that they must use precise comparative connectives in Arabic to secure top-tier marks. These connectives are the vital tissue that seamlessly links your physical evidence directly back to the core argument you are building. Without them, your case falls apart.
Section 4, Mid-Case Bulletin Upgrade.
Case file freeze. We have hit an unexpected roadblock in the interrogation room, and our agents' evidence links are totally collapsing under cross-examination. But before I step in and reveal the top-band paragraph structure that will help you clear your upcoming Cambridge sessions, make sure your intelligence feed is entirely secure. Take a second right now to subscribe to Ace the Exams at the handle @AceTheExams and turn on all notifications. Ring that bell so you never miss our weekly forensic exam updates, whether you're cracking cases at IGCSE, O-levels, or AS and A-levels. All right, let's get back in there and fix this paragraph.
I am stepping into the room with this crucial structural matrix to save their case. We call it the deconstruct, solve, evaluate loop. I am making Alex and Sam rewrite their response out loud, line by line, using this exact sequence. Step 1, identify the given information in the prompt. What do we know for a fact? Step 2, break the argument into logical steps. This is your point and your evidence. Step 3, solve systematically. This means explaining exactly how your evidence proves your point. Don't skip steps. Step 4, check for reasonableness. Does this actually answer the specific question the examiner asked? And step 5, make justified recommendations or conclusions based solely on the evidence provided. Forcing your facts and logic through this specific loop is how you forge a perfectly balanced, bulletproof block of text that no examiner can tear down.
Section 5. Welcome to the Interactive Viewer Evidence Room. I am officially handing the investigation files over to you for a live forensic check. Challenge number 1 is the visual clue scan. In your actual exam, you are going to encounter complex source data, charts, graphs, or heavy text case studies, especially in areas like human relationships or education. Imagine a 60-second countdown timer running right now. You need to scan the hypothetical stimulus material and lock in on the core trend before the display clears. The examiners are not asking you to mindlessly list every single data point like a robot. They are actively testing your ability to extract the single highest-yielding core trend that dictates the rest of the information. Can you extract the signal from the noise? That is exactly what separates a master detective from a rookie.
Moving on to challenge 2, I want you to identify the counterfeit answer. Look closely at this flawed, medium-tier student response paragraph. On the surface, it looks great, doesn't it? The Arabic grammar is flawless, the vocabulary is highly sophisticated, it sounds beautiful. But you must locate the exact sentence where false logic or descriptive fluff completely destroys the overall mark integrity. A counterfeit answer looks highly valuable to an untrained eye, but under rigorous academic inspection, it completely lacks evaluative depth. It's just smoke and mirrors. Your job is to make sure your essays never rely on descriptive fluff. You need genuine analytical integrity. Let me take out my digital marker and isolate the discrepancies in that counterfeit answer. You see, it fails because it leaps straight to a conclusion without actually showing the analytical steps to get there. This reveals why adopting the method mark strategy is your absolute ultimate safety net during data interpretation. Examiners will actually award you marks for showing the correct systematic analytical process, even if your final evaluative conclusion is slightly off. If they can clearly see how you deconstructed the text, extracted the themes, and genuinely attempted to evaluate the context, you secure valuable marks. It is the examiner's way of rewarding sound academic methodology. Show your thought process on the page.
Section 6. Case closed and investigation recap. Agents Alex and Sam have successfully compiled their final high-scoring text block, and I am happy to confirm we have a 100% case resolution score. But before we file this away, we need to review the top 3 examiner traps pulled directly from principal examiner reports. These traps regularly derail otherwise brilliant investigations. Trap number 1, confusing cause and effect. In topics like conservation, candidates constantly mix up the root cause of an environmental issue with the resulting symptoms. Trap number 2, forgetting format and presentation. You can have a brilliant argument, but if it's not presented in the required professional format, you lose marks immediately. And trap number 3, writing answers that are not specific to the given context. Pre-memorized generic essays do not work. Your answer must surgically target the exact crime scene presented in your paper.
If there is one piece of evidence I want you to take away from today, it is this exact quote. It is the ultimate smoking gun from the examiners. Students lose marks by not showing working. Let that completely sink in. You must explicitly show your working. You have to anchor your raw data to your analysis flawlessly. Every single claim you make must be tied back to evidence and explained in painstaking detail. Never assume the examiner knows what you mean. You are the detective. It is your job to guide them clearly through your entire chain of logic.
Let's distill today's entire masterclass into 3 universal rules that you must apply to every single past paper you ever treat as a crime scene. Rule 1, the 3-step question scan. You must decode the topic, identify the command words, and pinpoint the specific context before you write a single word. Rule 2, the clock budget allocation. Do not spend 80% of your time gathering evidence, leaving yourself no time for the final evaluation. Budget your minutes strictly. And Rule 3, the final evidence audit. Before you hand that paper in, review your work against the prompt. Make absolutely sure you answered the question they actually asked, not the question you wish they had asked.
You now have the forensic toolkit to systematically dismantle the Arabic 9680 paper. But our investigation doesn't stop here. I want you to subscribe to Ace the Exams at the handle @AceTheExams and click that notification bell right now for weekly grade masterclasses just like this one. Finally, drop a comment below sharing exactly which Cambridge subject and level, whether it's IGCSE, O-Level, AS, or A-Level, you are preparing to conquer next. Stay sharp, trust the evidence, and I'll see you at the next crime scene.